Hi, it's Greg again. I'm back at Goddess Elite. Today, I wanted to give everyone just a very brief and hopefully helpful um, lecture talk on saints and how saints can help all of us in our daily lives. One of the first things I want to say, though, is saints are there for us regardless of your denomination. Many times people think that they cannot ask a saint for help or talk to a saint or communicate with a saint if they are not of a certain belief. That is untrue. Each saint is there to help us regardless of our belief. The only thing has to be our sincerity. Okay. All denominations have various requirements for saints. It's all over the world, all cultures. So I'm going to try and touch on everything, and hopefully it'll give everyone a little bit better of an understanding. Saints interact on our behalf with like a divine higher power. Very important, you do not pray to a saint. You ask the saint for help or intercession, as it's called. Again, one of the most popular ones is Saint Joseph for house selling and for work. You would simply ask Saint Joseph to help you find a better job, help you get a job. And of course, very, very popular, Saint Joseph for house selling. Melissa sells these St. Joseph house selling kits. I know they are very, very popular. I think this is only one of two left in the store. And you don't just bury the statue and be done with it. You bury the statue, say a prayer, and sincerely mean it. So that's extremely important that you have the sincerity. Again, you simply ask your divine or higher power, the saint asks the divine or higher power for help. Okay? What are saints? Saints are servants of the divine or a higher power. Saints have been recognized as someone who has lived and has now dead, but because of their level of holiness, if you will, now almost has like the ear of God or the ear of the divine to help us with our requests. Okay. There is no burden that is too much for saints. Some people think, well, I can only ask them once or once a day, once a week. That's not true. I like to think of saints as angels where you can use them anytime you want, but the key is being very sincere. Again, different denominations all over the world, as well as different cultures and beliefs, have different requirements for saints. As a very broad overview, to be a saint, you have to be recognized, or you may hear the term canonized. That happens after a long time of research and degree by the authorities of various religions, that person can be attributed for various miracles. Okay, there are a couple of people right now who are in the process of becoming saints because of they have been asked for help by various people who are living, and miracles, if you will, can be attributed to them as well. And it is simply, again, asking the saints for intercession. How do you ask? You don't need anything really formal. It's simple sincerity, okay? You simply ask. If you need to light a candle for a saint, you can. Any color will work. You don't need to use white or pink or green. Any color will work. However, as long as that color resonates with you. You light the candle, you simply ask the saint for intercession or help for finding a job, or perhaps finding you a good relationship, selling the home, and that's it. One of the most popular ways to ask a saint for help is to write a note and burn it. Meaning you would ask, again, St. Joseph for the successful sale of a house. You write it down, take it outside and burn it. It's very popular. The smoke goes up and it resonates with many people in terms of going up into the heavens. So that's a very popular way of doing it. Other ways, coins. There are a various number of saints where you may ask them for a favor or intercession, and you would leave $1 or some coins by their statue, or perhaps a shrine if you live near one. Again, lighting a candle, and then writing a note and burning it. Incense. Incense is a very popular way that people may feel more comfortable invoking a saint. Rose petals, very good. Melissa has a lot of these here at Goddess Elite. You can incorporate the rose petals in a candle, in a campfire, or in your incense when you burn incense to help it give you the feeling that it is being more successful in being received. Of course, frankincense and myrrh. The incense or the frankincense and myrrh resin, putting that, again, frankincense and myrrh, one of the oils of the Bible. A lot of people feel very comfortable in having a good connection with this when requesting saints' intercession. Other popular ways, metals. Okay, you have the metals coins. You can keep it in your pocket. You can rub it and hold it if you feel you need the security. This is St. Jude. This is St. Peregrine, and we will cover those in a moment. Another way people like to feel closer to saints or the divine, the car visor metal. Very good. You put it on the visor of your car, and a lot of people feel protected when driving or on a trip. Very popular anymore are the bracelets with the saints on them. People wear them, and they do feel closer to the divine, or closer that the saints are going to be able to help them. One thing, some of the various saints I want to cover briefly. St. Peregrine, right here. St. Peregrine is known as the saint for people who are suffering from cancer. You simply invoke or ask St. Peregrine for help in battling cancer, a successful cancer treatment, or if you are in the unfortunate situation of knowing someone who their cancer is terminal, you ask St. Peregrine for help in a peaceful death. I personally know of a lot of people who have asked St. Peregrine for help, and their families are very happy. St. Anthony. Many of you may have heard the poem or the rhyme, St. Anthony, please come around. Something is lost and now must be found. That is for found items. Many people use St. Anthony for keys, but he is the patron saint for lost items. St. Jude. St. Jude is the saint for lost causes or financial hope. Some people who need financial help in paying their bills, what have you, request St. Jude on a daily basis. I know many people who do that just to help them job hunt or for something where they may feel hopeless. Another popular saint, especially right now, St. Dymphna. St. Dymphna is a patron saint for people who suffer from mental illness. Not only is St. Dymphna invoked by the patients, but by the families to help the patient for a successful treatment and recovery. St. Joseph, as I said earlier, St. Joseph, patron saint for selling a house. When you list your house, you bury St. Joseph, you follow the directions upside down, you say the prayer, and when your house sells, you bury it or you dig him up. In my family, we have always used St. Joseph, and every time you sell a house, it is very strange. We can never locate St. Joseph. We have buried him. We know where. We go to find him, and he's gone. A lot of people have a strong faith to St. Joseph for selling a house. And again, St. Joseph is a saint for work. If you have anything you need for work, finding a job, gaining employment, or getting a promotion, St. Joseph is known for that as well. St. Francis of Assisi, patron saint of animals. Veterinarians, animal lovers. Some people call on St. Francis of Assisi when they have an ill pet or they know their pet may be unfortunately being put down. They ask St. Francis for guidance. St. Benedict, very popular with me personally. St. Benedict is a patron saint that you invoke against evil and demons. Whenever I do any of my mediumship work, whether it be individual readings, a seance, or a gallery, many times you will hear me invoke St. Benedict out loud to keep us safe during the process. St. Benedict has been used for years and years, centuries, in fact, for protection against evil and demons. St. Michael Archangel, again, very popular for overall protection, overcoming a bad situation, overcoming someone who may wish you harm or ill will. I like to think of Archangel Michael as taking his sword, coming in and cutting through all the briars and the nonsense. Two popular saints right now that are worth noting are Saint Sebastian and Saint Roch, R-O-C-H, patron saints against disease and plagues. Given the current situation in the world, there are many people who are lighting candles for both saints, asking for assistance, especially or if they or someone they know is unfortunately suffering from the virus. Saint Sebastian has been used for many years, at least in my family, regarding illness from everything from the flu to COVID-19 right now. Very popular saint, Saint Valentine. You bring in Saint Valentine just as we would think for love, a successful marriage, or a successful relationship. Again, many people don't think to use the saints in their regular lives or daily lives because they may not know how, or unfortunately may be intimidated. The saints are there to help everybody regardless of belief, denomination. If you wish to leave an offering for a saint, you can, whether it be incense, whether it be a coin. I know people in some cultures who will in fact leave a little bit of food or bread at a shrine for a particular saint. Again, this is just a very brief overview. I do encourage you to do your own research regarding saints and their particular causes. There are many, many saints for various causes, and I encourage you to do research and feel the one and find the saint that you are connected with. So good luck.